DragonReddits, make sure you like, share and subscribe.
Ask Reddit. How do you feel about the fact that you will have to die one day? Number 1. I'm fine with it. I just hope it's quick and painless. I think that's all we can hope for. Months or years of slow decline into dementia or physical disability just seems a bit crap. But then, living to watch the slow decline of civilization might not be awesome either, but at least it's more interesting. Number 2. Well, when I die, it won't be my problem anymore. Nothing will be. Lemo, this is my exact response. I even have my boss saying it. Every Friday, like clockwork. Me, I say, see you guys on Monday or I'll die, then good luck figuring out what to do. And then my boss is like, guess it won't really be your problem anymore. Bruh, that boss is like straight up savage. I feel uneasy. It makes me realize how attached I've become to certain things. But the idea of what happens after death has always intrigued me. It's like I want to know what happens after death, but I don't want to die yet because there's so much in life that I haven't explored. I wish to live my life exploring things, and when the time comes, gradually accept them. I believe it's just like before you were born. Nothing, so I'm terrified for what's after. Number 4. I'm scared of dying, not of being dead. It's not death that frightens me, but the dying process. I have to go in my sleep. Number 5. I don't think I mind so much about the death part, but I have a serious FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm very curious to see how the world pans out, but I won't be able to after death, and that's not fair. I agree, everything seems so precarious. Worries about AI, nuclear war, etc. It's weird when you realize you only have a few decades left to watch it. Number 6. I stopped being afraid of death once my kitty was put to sleep. He was so brave. If he can do it, I can do it. But now I am more afraid of grief. Life is a long time to go missing someone. The second line, so poetic. Number 7. I feared death, but now I'm coming to terms with its sins. I might die sooner than I wanted. 24 days ago, I was diagnosed with leukemia. At first, we thought it was a type that had a good outcome. But when the bone marrow biopsy came back, turns out I have a rare form called MPAL. 1 to 3% of leukemia patients get this, and it's harder to treat. And the outcome is not so great either. I am now forced to think about my death. I am forced to put my affairs in order. I'm forced to make sure my family will be okay if I can't beat this thing. I am forced to face death. I don't want to die. I'm only 33, but I might. And that sucks. I realize when or if I die, I'm gone, but I'm leaving a lot of people behind who will have to deal with grief. I don't like thinking about the pain my death will cause others. That is so sad, actually. I hope this person recovers through a miracle. Damn. That's actually deep. Not great. Oh yeah, this is number 8. Not great. I know there's nothing we can do to change it, but someone close to me is on the way out, and it's been making me think about death a lot. I'm not afraid of very much in this world, I can't lie. But death, just not knowing what comes after. I don't know, man. Been having a lot of panic attacks about it. Damn, panic attacks suck a lot. By the way, if you have panic attacks, like, what you could do, you could get, you can buy it on Amazon. You can get ashwagandha. Just take like 500 milligrams of it. It's legal and everything. It's on Amazon. And it's basically like reduces cortisol and anxiety, and it helps a lot with panic attacks. But don't take too much and do your own research. I'm not a doctor, etc, etc. But that's actually very helpful for it. So yeah.
Number 9.
At an earlier stage of my life, I was fine with it. Now that I've gotten my first kid, I realize I think about death in practical terms more often than ever. And I attribute it solely to fear of letting my boy grow up without someone who loves him unconditionally. Passing 30, I thought the attachment to my mother would be vain, but I realize I still love her, and validation far above anyone else. Looking into the future, I have to be ready to give that to my son past 30 as well. So I guess I'm in for the long haul now. My wife and I made our wills before our teens were born recently, and got life insurance policies like 3 years ago. Every year when that premium comes around, the realization sets in that I'm paying money for something I will never live to see. It's very somber. That's the only way I can describe it.
Number 10.
Some days I dread the thought. Some days it can't come soon enough. Damn. Homie's going through some troubles, you know. I hope like he succeeds eventually. Damn. That's actually deep.
Number 10.
Oh yeah, I already said number 10.
Number 11.
I am more interested in the idea that it could be tomorrow for all I know. Makes it all the more important to live your best life while you can.
Well, if tomorrow is my time to go, at least I'll have a great excuse for not doing my laundry. Number 11.
I'm scared of death. Paradoxically, fear of death kept me alive through the hardest parts of my life. I felt that I've had quite some time where death would have made everything easier, but that just has never been an option, even when I wish I could want it.
Number 12.
I just hope when I do go down, it's quick and painless. Deep. That's true though, like, especially if you lived a good life and you had a rewarding experience, you know, you should like have a life where you should be healthy basically, so that when you do die, it's gonna be likely painless. Of course, accidents and stuff do happen, but if you're a healthy person, you know, you're less likely to like suffer from ailments and stuff.
Terrified. Number 13.
Death is my biggest fear. I enjoy living, and I am pissed at the fact that I have to die someday, and there's nothing I can do about it. 100% agree with this.
Number 13.
I can't count, to be honest.
Absolutely terrified.
I'm just gonna give up counting. Angry Shark says, I am trying to put it off as long as possible. I'm 66 and I want to make it to 120. My health is great and I am very active. So, unless a meteorite or out of control bus takes me out, I think I have a good chance. But I really want to stick around and watch my grandkids grow up. The oldest just joined the Air Force, like I did. And it is exciting as hell to talk to him as he goes on his way. I think life is just too fun to have it cut short. I still have lots of stuff to do. I want to be your friend. You seem like a nice human being, full of wisdom, hope, love, and positivity.
Dawkins.
We are going to die, and that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they were never ever going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my place, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of Arabia. Certainly, those unborn ghosts include greater poets than Keats, scientists greater than Newton. We know this because the set of possible people allowed by our DNA is so massively exceeds the set of actual people in the teeth of these stupefying odds. It is you and I, in our ordinariness, that are here. We privileged few who won the lottery of birth against all odds. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to the prior state from which the mass majority have never stirred. Richard Dawkins. Damn, this is so poetic. I love this. Thanks for sharing this. Damn, that's actually cool.
I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it.
Mark Twain. I guess it is what it is. I always see this quote posted on Reddit whenever this topic comes up. I have a bit of a frustration when I do, as we don't know what life was until before you're born. It's a fleeting gift. That is true. I do not remember life before being born. Awesome. Seriously had a DMT experience, and if not, just cured me of my fear. It's actually got me excited to return home. Not that I'm in a rush for it or anything. Life is now a bit like when you're at a restaurant with good friends waiting on a meal. It's great now, but it'll be great when the food comes. Damn, that's deep. I've actually done psychedelic mushrooms, and they are definitely healing. And DMT is even more powerful, so I guess, like, wow.
Psychedelics in the right headspace.
Oh, they've also replied to it, yeah. Psychedelics in the right headspace will absolutely clear you your fear of death. It almost lets you pierce the veil and understand that it all still continues on. And whether living or not, you were and still are a part of it. Living or dead, it's all here already. Hard to put into words, almost like getting a surprise phone call that you have the day off tomorrow. It's almost relieving to think about it now. That is true. I have stage 4 cancer, and my doctor has told me this means there is no possible way that I won't die from this, unless I get hit by a bus or something in the meanwhile. Of course, it was a really hard thing to wrap my head around, and so far I feel okay. But it's in my bones, and as that progresses, it will become very painful. It was very super painful at first, but the meds have gotten that under control for now. And everything I have learned about the final stages of cancer scare me more than death. I hope it won't be as bad, but I will find out soon enough, I suppose. Good luck and good strength to you. I hope the suffering is bearable and the relief kind. Damn, that's actually deep. As long as it's not anytime soon, as long as it's peaceful and by natural causes, and as long as I don't outlive everyone I loved beforehand, I don't care. The way I see it, I am 22. 30 years sounds like a really long time, but in 30 years I'll be 52. And as long as I take care of myself, I'll still be in really good shape and healthy at that point. And if I continue to take really good care of myself and stay healthy, I could have another 30 years after that. At the end of the day, I likely won't see my death coming, but I can do everything in my power to be careful and stay healthy enough to live as a long and fulfilling life as possible. If I'm going to just go to sleep one night and just not wake up the next morning, someday in my 80s, that sounds fine to me. No pain, no fear. Never would have known it was even gonna happen. I got too long left and too much else going on to even worry about dying someday. And if by some chance I'm gonna die in some unfortunate accident or something before my time, God forbid, there's literally no way for me to know right now. But I can be as careful as possible to avoid that. I can't do that for other people, however, so I'm a lot more connected with living longer than people care about. If you were to tell me that I'm for sure 100% gonna die at 95, I'd be fine with that. But if you were to also tell me that by 75, 20 years before I die, I will have already outlived all my friends, my parents, my brother, etc., that's a little less okay to me. Yeah, that is true. It's one of the things with the mortality, because like, if you live forever, you're gonna have to witness all of your loved ones dying basically, and that's a bit of a hard thing to grasp, you know? Hurry up already, this wait around is killing me. Damn bro, I hope some good stuff happens to your life to make you feel better. I was okay with it until last year when I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer at age 36. I'm currently doing well following treatment, but it's made me realize I definitely do not wish to die for a very long time. But I am utterly powerless over it. I've made a will. I've started writing memories down for my children just in case, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about the fear that's now in me. I have no strong feelings on what is after. It may be nothing, and then I won't care, will I? But it may be something, another dimension, reincarnation, or, my favorite, the Terry Pratchett. It will be whatever you think it will be. I'm choosing to believe there is something, because honestly, it makes it easier and more pleasant than the abyss. Damn. He's actually got a good positive outlook. That's good. I have peace with it. Living forever would also be a living hell. Yeah, because like imagine like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, yeah, and the cars he wanted to live forever, and then the funny thing is he's the villain, and Araki in his genius writing makes him live forever by just throwing him into space, so he's immortal and invincible, like the worst combination. So he's basically stuck as a frozen statue in space, and he had to disable his own brain to stop suffering. That's deep, but there is a chance, a small chance he might land on a planet. That would actually be so cool. I have peace with it. Living forever would also be a living hell. I am not so sure about that. People say that all the time, but if given the actual chance to live forever, I would probably wholeheartedly do that, either out of selfishness for survival or wanted to see what the future holds. Cool. I've crossed the statistical halfway point. I've been to enough funerals now that I've accepted the inevitability. I'm having a harder time accepting that my parents are on the short list. My wife and I have been together for nearly 2/3 of our lives now. I'm worried for both of us, living without the other. I feel the occasional sting from things I used to do with pets that have passed, and can only imagine it being so much worse with the loss of a partner. I'm only scared of death because I am miserable. I don't want to die in a state. I want to die when I've accomplished something, and I am content. Then I am ready to die. Most Redditors want to die because they are miserable. I am the opposite. I have hope to get a glimpse someday, experience happiness for a small moment of my time. I'm only scared of death because I am miserable. I don't want to die at this state. I want to die when I've accomplished something. And I just read this. Bruh, I just read this. Yeah, I just read this. Terrified. I'm afraid to leave my children. It makes me sad that one day I won't be with them anymore. Don't mind at all, since I will be dead and not aware. At this point, I wish it would be sooner. Same, I wish it was 13 years ago, but I take today and wouldn't complain. Damn, this is sad. For the next video, I'm gonna do something more lighthearted, bruv. Like, these are way too sad and like, ugh. Death is also a part of life, so I don't feel any which way about it to go about it, other than I would like to avoid death for as long as I can. I'm not necessarily convinced it's even possible to die in the way many think of it. How do we really know that consciousness won't just persist in a different form or experience? But, for argument's sake, let's assume it doesn't. I've had surgeries where I was under general anesthesia. During that time, while under there was no perception of time, no thought, no dreaming, just instantly time traveling from the beginning to instantly waking up, nothing in between. Makes me think that true death would by definition be like that. You won't be there to experience it, so why worry about it? That's actually a decent outlook. Thanks to denial, I'm immortal. G mindset, bruv. G mindset. Coolest comment I've read so far. I'm actually upvoting this. Like, finally something positive. I intend to live forever, and so far so good. That is good. Scared, especially for my children, hoping I've led them the right way so that they are able to maintain a decent life. Scared, honestly, it scares me, but one thought that gives me peace as a Christian: I came from somewhere. It doesn't stand to reason that I'm not going somewhere if I'm dying. Even from a non-theological standpoint, it's astonishing we are here to begin with. Absolutely incredible. It's something that creeps up on me from time to time since I was a kid. It's random and it makes me low, but I can eventually rise past it. Everyone processes it differently. try to talk to someone about it. If that's not an option, look for another outlet. This was actually you. I hope for the next video I'm gonna do like something positive. Peace. Thank you for watching DragonReddits. For more, subscribe, share and like. Till next time.